going down the close, and it's like, we're like, oh yeah, remember? Okay, we are running a couple errands, and we're eating these Gummy Piggies, and I was like, Peter, when was the last time we had Gummy Pigs? He was like, what? I don't know. It's like Scotland. And we were both like, oh my gosh. I just Googled it and looked at them. And we were remembering, so the gummies are called Percy Pig. And I was like, I didn't really love them that much. And Peter was remembering, oh yeah, they're like a little bit more natural. Like no artificial colors, no artificial flavors and that sort of thing. So chemicals taste good, so. But then we were remembering that there were quite a few things in Scotland that were more on the natural route.
Or like things that were, so things like soda.
On the airplane flight over there.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Or I thought that's what it was. The Coke yeah. Tasted a little different. We looked at it and it was colored with beet juice or something like that.
Yeah, so like a lot of things had less in the UK. A lot of things had less artificial flavors and colors, and it just tasted different to us. I'm sure if like that was what we knew, it's not that big of a difference,
right? But
everything tasted off.
And I just remembered, which actually this weather really reminds me of when we first got there. We got there at the very end of August. The sun was super bright, but there was a little bit of a crisp in the air.
Yep.
Okay, do you remember we discovered that one soda tasted very similar, if not identical, to the soda that we were used to?
Was it Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, it was Dr. Pepper, and I think it was a specific, I remember the bottle, the caps were like a lot wider.
Oh yeah. And it's funny the little nuances that we're like, this is so weird.
Yeah. But I remember we were like, sometimes you just get a hankering for something, like you want to eat a sub and you need to have a good Dr. Pepper with it or something. And when we would discover, okay, this place here has Dr. Pepper that tastes really similar.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
This little sandwich place. I think it was like a couple doors down from like one of the city Tesco's. Like okay, to the left that Tesco, way.
A couple doors to the left.
And it was like a little sandwich place, and I think we may have sat outside out front or something. I don't know.
Wow.
But and then I just remember when we went to the Highlands for that one-day trip?
Yes. And
we sat in like a coffee shop. Oh, also that was when we met the tiny poodles.
That's right. Oh, that was a fun day.
It was. I really didn't feel good.
Yeah.
But it was a fun day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
That little town was cute. Remember we went in that shop and they had cheeses?
Yes, I was just gonna say the cheese shop. Yep. And I think you're gonna slow down, right?
Yep.
I think that we were in that cheese shop when I looked outside and there was a woman with a teeny tiny little poodle. And I'm pretty sure the haircut was kind of similar to Ollie, I think. And then we went out and I was like, can I meet your dogs? Because we craved dogs every day. We missed Oliver so bad. And we would go on walks just to find a dog, and I'm pretty sure we freaked a couple people out because we were like, can we meet your dog? And they were like, okay.
Remember we met that guy and he like trained canines for the police?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And then when we missed dogs enough, we were like, okay, we can't stand it anymore. And we went on and made a profile on like an online dog babysitting website. And we got hired by a couple of different families to babysit their dogs. And we loved it. It was so great.
Yeah.
And yeah, we loved it. But yeah, so we go out there to meet these tiny poodles. We come out of the cheese shop. I'm like, can I meet your dogs? And she's super nice. And she's like, yeah, of course. She had so many poodles in that car. She like rolled down the back window. There were like 4 in the car, and she's holding 2 of them or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, All right. Those are fun memories. It's like, it feels like it was just yesterday. Like, I can remember the feeling of the sun on me and like sitting in that coffee shop and waiting for the caffeine to kick in. Like, I remember that.
Yeah. Wow. I can't wait for the pandemic to be over, and I want to go to Scotland. I think over the last few years I've debated, like, would we rather like use our money and go to, and our like energy to like travel to Germany, somewhere we've always wanted to go, and I don't know, maybe we should do that, but I just, thinking about some of those memories, I think it would be so sweet to go back.
And like going down those stairs to Marks and Spencer.
Yeah, I think it would be emotional for me seeing you doing better and enjoying the city more. I
also have a slight hesitancy because I'm like, my lung function still isn't at a place where I'd be able to walk around the city easily.
I think we'd rent a car.
It'd be a lot better than it was. I mean, actually my lung function is about the same as it was when we were in Scotland, but symptomatically I am light years better.
Isn't that crazy? Like that your lung functions like back to where it was then.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I really do think we would have so much fun. I can only imagine, like, okay, well, first of all, I would legit want to stay in our old apartment, our flat that we used to have. It totally wouldn't work. Peter's saying no. Why? Because of the mice climbing up the curtains?
Well, I just think there's aspects of our Scotland experience. We loved our little flat, but I think like I want new experience.
Yeah, but okay, so imagine us down there right in that area though, and we start going down the close, which is the word for alley, going down the close, and it's like, we're like, oh yeah, remember? We're like,
I think this is partially like our personality of like going on a trip as well though. Like, I think we'd enjoy going to familiar sites rather than figuring out where to go.
Yeah, and I'm a super nostalgic person, and so remembering like going to Hema Cafe. Oh, I hope it's still open. Hema Cafe, getting a ham and cheese toasty, and that's where we used to meet a couple of our dog clients because it's a dog-friendly cafe. So we'd meet the people, meet the dog.
And
there.
It was like right behind our flat.
Yeah,
so
that too.
Convenient.
What was that pizza place?
Oh yeah, Pizza Express.
Pizza
That's
Express.
Like a chain.
Is it?
Yeah.
But like, we liked it.
It was directly behind our flat as well, and so that was like a fun,
easy.
It was kind of like upscale-ish
Yeah.
pizza.
So it was like close enough that it wasn't a big to do. Like for me and my body and stuff, we were able to go. Me and my body were able to go down.
I remember, I think we did it for our or was it for our anniversary, or?
It was.
Use the right two lanes.
No, I think it was.
Was it? I don't remember. It was a fancy date.
I think it was, you had just gotten out of the hospital, and
yes.
I think it might have been.
We went straight there. I think I might have had my bracelet, the hospital bracelet on. And then there was a cafe down that, or was it that close or the next, where they employed people who were in recovery from an addiction, and we loved that place. And
follow signs for Buck Jones Road.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was the same close.
Yeah, it's so like up the close.
So Hema, Pizza Express, and that place are all in the same.
Use the second
and then
right lane to continue on exit 101B.
Down. Oh, we need to take this. Down one more street and to the left or something was one of the Tesco's.
Use the middle lane to keep left to Fork.
We would go to that Tesco. They had a lot of smaller grocery stores because we lived in the city. So it's kind of like,
continue on to Crossroads.
imagine a 7-Eleven or a convenience store, like Sheetz, like a gas station. You know how gas station has a little bit of groceries? A little bigger than that, but definitely not as big as a real grocery store. They had those frequently throughout the city.
I think there's similar things here in the U.S., like neighborhood Walmarts and that sort of thing.
Right, which I think are fairly
bigger.
new.
Yeah.
And this was like 6 years ago?
Yeah.
6 years ago. Anyway, thanks for coming down memory lane. Oh, memories. And I have to say, there was a lot about Scotland that was really hard. Transitioning to that healthcare system was extremely difficult in so many ways, and we don't talk a lot about that on the vlogs. We respect that their healthcare system works how it works, and our healthcare system here works how it works. Neither are perfect, both have flaws. And I was getting really sick, and it just came to a point where we were like, okay, I guess we gotta go back to the States. And we came back, and I ended up being in the hospital for a month. And there was a lot about Scotland that was hard, including not being able to go places easily, you know, using the wheelchair, but being in a city that wasn't very accessible. There was a lot that was difficult. Yeah. But as you can see, even amidst like the daily difficulties that we had in Scotland, we have so many good memories. And as each year passes, I have more and more fond feelings and less of the remembrances of the hard, the frustrating, the trying to figure out a new place, a new culture, a new doctor, a new set of CF team, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, transitioning CF teams, whether it's from one city in the US to another city or from one country to another country, the transition is going to be difficult.
Yeah, no matter what.
No matter what. So it was just, it's part of it.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Toodles, poodles.
Peace.
Well, we had a very fun day. Lots of memories made and lots of memories remembered.
Guys, I think as I thought about our little conversation about Scotland, I think one of the things I realized is that memories are filled with good things and hard things. Our trip to Scotland was full of good and hard, and that's true of all of life. Like, life is complex, and there's good and there's hard, and I think it's good to recognize that. And like, our anniversaries, at least one I can think of, spent in the hospital, not in Scotland, here. And we had an anniversary, there was good, there was hard. I mean, it really is just like all of life. Yeah. There's usually reminders, you know, we do something fun and go on a beautiful hike and you see all these beautiful scenery and you see beautiful leaves and all of this, and you sprain your ankle. And it's like, there's good and there's tricky, broken world reminders, and that's just how it is. And you can choose to focus on the hard and the broken. Right. Or you can try to, in small ways, maybe over time, shift your focus. Look at this little... I mean, he's enough to distract you from a lot in life, but I'm just saying. He's so cute. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night. And one of those hard things is a headache. Good night, Ollie boy. See you tomorrow.